Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Markiplier's OnlyFans. Yeah, that's not even clickbait. That might be a real thing that's happening in the next few weeks because Markiplier uploaded a video that has now hit #1 trending on YouTube for gaming. It has almost 3.5 million views in, I don't even think it's been 24 hours, which is pretty impressive, by the way, to pull that many views, especially just saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to start an OnlyFans if specific conditions are met. Like, that's pretty damn impressive, I gotta say, personally. Not that many YouTubers are relevant enough that they can just, all say, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans, and like that would actually pop off like that, that would make people hyped up. So yeah, Markiplier is talking about starting an OnlyFans, and it burned the world up the moment that it hit. People were excited, people are hyped up. I mean, I was seeing tweets about it, it trended on Twitter. Like, imagine being so relevant, so popular on a platform that you just announcing something like this can just trend on Twitter. Just because you say something, next thing you know, there's a trend on Twitter with your name on it. Like, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Markiplier's talking about starting the OnlyFans, so we're gonna go ahead and see what his conditions are and talk about it, and just overall kind of talk about the phenomena around this whole thing, because it's pretty insane. It's actually a really smart marketing tactic on Markiplier's part. Like, I gotta say, this is how you leverage social media to your advantage, and I feel like there's something that we can all kind of learn from this, even though it is kind of just a little goofy for fun video or whatever. I feel like you can actually learn something from this if you analyze it the right way. So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing clips of the video, and we'll be back here to react to it afterwards. Before we get into the video though, if you're interested in that Optimus OnlyFans, I basically have one. It's called Watch Optimus, and you can join today for $4.99 a month right here on YouTube by hitting the join button, either on my YouTube channel or under this video. You'll get access to over 30 exclusive videos, including one I uploaded today, Optimus news coverage, and the perks on the channel, including having a little chat badge. So if you're interested in supporting the channel through demonetization and other issues, make sure to join Watch Optimus down below. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and check the video out.
I will only make an OnlyFans if you meet the following conditions. Number 1, you listen to Distractable. In the description, you'll find links to the podcast that Bob, Wade, and I made together, but you don't just need to listen to Distractable. That would be too easy. You need to listen so hard with enough new listeners that you launch Distractable to #1 on both the Apple podcast charts and Spotify, thereby dethroning Joe Rogan.
So condition #1 is essentially to launch his podcast to #1 on Apple's podcast charts and also on Spotify's charts. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that Markiplier did a podcast, but to be honest with you, it seems like everyone has a podcast these days, so not a complete surprise that he has one. I don't know who Bob Wade is. I don't know if that's going to get me criticized or people are going to jump at my neck. I'm just not thinking of it right off the top of my head. I don't think I know who that is. But yeah, Distractable has to get to #1 on these charts and everything. I went ahead and went through the liberty of looking this up for you guys, and as it stands right now on the Apple charts, Distractable has jumped 144 places and is now currently, as of me recording this video, sitting at #12 on the charts. So by the end of the day, it genuinely looks like it might be #1, at least on Apple. I haven't seen the Spotify charts. I looked for them, but I couldn't find an updated version yet. So it looks like there's a pretty good chance for condition #1 to be met. It's up. That's a lot. I mean, 144 spots in a day just because he made a video. That's pretty impressive. I mean, he's considered with like NPR's podcast. It's above ABC News. It's above Tulsi Gabbard's podcast. It's up there with iHeart podcasts, Stuff You Should Know, the New York Times, NBC News, Rachel Maddow. Like, that's some impressive company to be holding yourself up there with. You know what I mean? It's genuinely extremely impressive to reach those numbers, even if it is like a viral social media campaign or whatever.
Condition number 2, you listen to Go, my favorite sports team. Tyler and I also made a podcast where Tyler finally gets to flex his master's degree in sports. But also, I don't know anything about sports. I don't watch sports. I don't really follow sports. I don't really care much about sports. But that's the point of the podcast. It's a bridge.
All right, so condition #2 is to his other podcast, Go My Favorite Sports Team, is basically, it's just another podcast he runs. Once again, didn't know he had any podcasts, so it's kind of cool. He has 2 of them, but it has to reach #1 in the sports category in America and the world. I'm looking at the podcasts for sports in the US right now. It is currently up 108 spots to #4, so it's very close. The only people it has to jump now is Dan Lee Batard, Barstool Sports, and Bill Simmons. So 3 people who are pretty big in the sports world to overtake. But I mean, 3 spots, very doable. I mean, if it already got up to #4, that's insane. It went from 112 to 4 in just a day. Actually, if you think about it, less than a day. So that's also pretty impressive. But yeah, that has to hit #1 in the world and in America. I'm not looking at the world charts, but here in the US, it has made it to #4. So I feel like it's going to either get up to #1 or it's going to be pretty close. Keep in mind, these have to be simultaneous. So it has to reach #1 in the world and US. And on top of that, the other podcast has to hit #1 on the charts altogether. So there is low-key a lot that has to be done in order to actually get Markiplier to make his OnlyFans here. But so far, it looks like it's going pretty successfully. I think by the end of today, these might both end up being #1 in their respective categories that he wants them to be. And of course, that's not the only conditions. There's one more condition at least. Actually, there's not any more conditions. I'm just a moron. I thought there was 3. There's 2. I'm stupid. That's my fault. But like I said, this video now has gotten 3.4 million views as of me recording this, almost 3.5 million views, and it was uploaded yesterday. That's pretty damn impressive. So the reason that I really wanted to talk about this and why I wanted to kind of discuss this is it's really just a genius marketing strategy. And I don't know if people are realizing just how genius of a marketing strategy it is, but it's actually pretty goddamn genius. So not only is this video, like I said, #1 trending for gaming on all of YouTube, it's gotten millions of views because, like, I don't know what it is about audiences on YouTube. They love the idea of people starting OnlyFans. Is like, you know how many times I've been jokingly and non-jokingly told, like, hey, yo, bro, start an OnlyFans? It's probably one of the most popular comments I've ever gotten, like, especially on live streams. People love saying that. But like I said, there's essentially a OnlyFans for Optimus called Watch Optimus where you can see exclusive content. You can hit the join button down below for that, but I've already shilled that enough, so let's talk about why this is genius. So basically, Markiplier just opened and introduced his podcasts to millions of people. And like I said, a lot of these people probably didn't even know these podcasts existed because personally, I didn't know they existed and I'm terminally online for YouTube videos every day. And I feel like if I haven't heard about it, there's a lot of people who also haven't heard about it. I mean, they were popular enough to be like 120th or whatever on the charts, but they weren't like top 10 podcasts or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was out here just balling like Joe Rogan or something crazy, but by basically leveraging his audience, which by the way, Markiplier has an extremely loyal audience because he's like an OG YouTuber and he's like heavily respected in the YouTube scene and everything. By leveraging his audience that supports him a lot, he's now skyrocketed both of these up to, well, the tops of the charts. I mean, he's introduced his product to millions of new people at the same time as fulfilling like a major desire for his audience. Like, I doubt he's gonna do like full-on nude OnlyFans content like you're thinking. He's probably not gonna be doing basically porn, but I mean, he talks about at the beginning of the video how he did like the tasteless nudes calendar or whatever. He might do something like that, or he might just post extra content or something like that to it. I mean, there's a lot of people who do OnlyFans just to like post their extra videos and stuff like that, just post extra content and whatever. We really don't know what the content on the OnlyFans would be, but obviously that's part of the mystery. That's part of what's driving people to support these podcasts, because what if? So it's a pretty cool concept. I like seeing these kinds of creators like this leverage their audience for something and, you know, basically blow themselves up in a way, you know what I mean? This is how all creators should strive to interact with their audiences. Not only is he fulfilling something that his audience would want, but he's also leveraging them to get something he wants. In reality, if all these conditions are met, it's a win-win situation. You know, people will get the Markiplier OnlyFans that they want, while at the same time, he gets to basically get his audience to listen to his podcasts and enjoy his other content outside of YouTube. Like I said, man, it seems like everyone's got a podcast these days. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus supporters. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus while buying that Markiplier OnlyFans and signing out.